I think that the situation in Syria is so fundamentally different than what we've seen happen in Tunisia, Egypt, or Yemen. It will certainly take some time before it's resolved. I do not know if it will end up following the situation in Libya, where opposition is galvanized from everywhere, and then there's intervention. Clearly, there will not be international intervention along the lines of NATO that brought down the Gaddafi regime. Well, I think it was definitely expected, the fact that the Syrians have heard so many warnings from the Americans and at the same time have never really responded with any indication that they are hearing what the Americans and what other countries around the world are actually saying. They have put all of their eggs in the basket of Russia and China, and obviously that has helped them quite a bit. Why Russia and China are supportive? Well, it's very simple, because that's possibly the last leg that they have to stand on in the Middle East that is changing very quickly in a way that is not in their favor, nor possibly even in the favor of the United States of America as well. I find it amazing today that SCAF, the Supreme Council of the Armed Forces, as well as even the Egyptian parliament now controlled by the Islamists, both are invoking and using a Mubarak-era law to pursue what they consider to be illegitimate foreign intervention in Egyptian internal affairs. It's a foil, and it's simply a foil for something that they don't necessarily like, which is the fact that NGOs with international funding have always helped propel specific democracy movements in Egypt. Yes, ultimately many of these democracy movements brought about demonstrators to the streets, which is what SCAF and, in fact, the Islamic-led parliament today do not necessarily want. So in a sense, they have nothing against these organizations other than to say that they do not follow the law. It is true that they do not follow the law, but what law is that? It's a law that was put by a repressive regime that is being kept now by a regime that aspires for a democratic change. Obviously, that law has no place in the new Egypt.